Hello, I am a secular scholar, and I would like to discuss something. Now, you may notice, as you're watching this video, that I am wearing a lanyard that happens to have the symbol of Islam, the crescent and the star. If you pay close attention, you'll see a red M. You may not see it too well, but it's there. You would be correct in assuming that that stands for Muslim. Now, you're thinking that right now you are listening to a Muslim. No, I am not going to defend Islam, any of its edicts, or its tracts in the Quran. I am not a Muslim, I am an agnostic. Each individual idea of Islam, each individual tract of the Quran should be criticized and measured on its own merits. If it has merits, it should stand on its own. If it doesn't, it should be tossed aside. So then, why am I wearing this? Well, something else to be noted is that while you can criticize Islam, you can criticize the Quran, you can criticize individual actions of Muslims. You should not criticize Muslims any more than any other individual on a general basis. Muslims are people of a variety of cultures, nations, ideologies. They do share some, but not all. It must be noted that they're one part of the population. They're not monolithic. So why wear this if I am not an actual Muslim? It is because, well, a frontrunner in the Republican Party, one Donnie Trump, suggested that those of the Muslim faith wear something like this, or maybe an armband, or some sort of symbol that makes them identified as a Muslim to the population as a whole. The last time someone suggested that a religious group that they themselves are not part of wear some sort of symbol identifying them of a particular religion, it was Germany in the 1930s and 40s. The religious group then were the Jews. And it didn't turn out too well for them when they did that. Ever heard of the Holocaust? So, yeah, this is a bad thing. The scariest part is, he didn't take a hit in his popularity. A whole 1/3 of the Republican Party agree with him on that. That's scary. That means there's a large portion of the U.S. population that would think the Holocaust, or at least some of its trappings, are a good idea. No. So, I'm wearing this to say, no, you don't get to alienate and discriminate my fellow Muslim brothers and sisters. I got this idea from a legend that's told about the Danes of World War II. When the Germans came in, they apparently started instigating the Nuremberg laws in Denmark. And the King of Denmark took one of the armbands, Christian king, and put the armband on that had Star of David on, and asked the Danish population to do the same thing. According to legend, the vast majority, if not all, did, so that the Jews could not be discriminated, could not be identified and alienated. Now, this is only legend, and in fact there are facts saying that it did not happen. But just because it isn't true of what did happen doesn't make the idea itself a bad idea. And that's why I wear this. To say, no, you don't get to discriminate. Just like the Danes of old, well, of legend, to be precise, you will not do a Holocaust in my country. Now, you should notice that the yellow crescent and star are yellow, in the same vein as the Jewish stars of David that the Hebrews were legally bound to wear during the Nuremberg laws. There's also a red M. It's supposed to be a scarlet M, hearkening to the literary work The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. It started off in the story as a symbol of derision, of discrimination. But by the book's end, when people looked at the main character, seeing that Scarlet A was considered a symbol of honor. Now, you shouldn't necessarily need to look at anything that is with Islam as something necessarily on. If you wish, you may, of course, but not necessarily. But on the same token, you should not see things that are Islamic in iconography and see it as something bad and evil. It is not evil. It is not necessarily good either. It is a symbol. And the people that symbol represent go through all the colors of the rainbow, good and bad. And while the bad should be judged by the actions they do or wish to commit, the good should be treated, left alone, and even commended for the actions that are good that they do. That I stand with them. No discrimination, no isolation, no alienation, no extermination. Now, you have every right to say what I'm doing is hyperbolic. But just because something is hyperbole doesn't mean it can't happen. And I find a little inoculation goes a long ways. If you want to join me, by all means, you can do something like this. If you want to do something with more blame, hey, go ahead, do it. But if you can, and you feel this is the right thing, do it. I'm doing this because I'm not wanting evil to happen. I am a good man doing something. If you feel that you would get a lot of flack and intimidated by that, then don't. You're not a bad person if you do that. You're just having to deal with a problematic situation. I also did a hashtag and a Twitter post. The hashtag is agoodmandoessomething. So please, even if you do it privately on Twitter, try to do this. A good man does something. I just want there to be no Holocaust on my time. I don't think Trump wants there to be a Holocaust. I think he's just saying, I'm an idea man, I'm an idea man. Yeah, but your ideas are bad ideas. Just don't let the idea of someone being a Muslim put you down a path of some pretty bad regrets. I'm Secular Scholar. If you like what I've said, put a thumbs up. If you think you want to hear more of what I said, by all means subscribe. By all means comment down below. I hope this is a good, great discussion. Thank you all for listening. May you have a good life.